So, what's going on, everybody? Population Nation here, and I have just watched the final episode of the third season of The Mandalorian, and to be honest, to be really fair with it, it was alright, it was entertaining, but it was also very silly. Just, I mean, we know it's in the future, we know it's science, fantasy, but still there has to be some sort of acknowledgement of just basic physics sort of thing, and a couple episodes ago, one of them has the child pinched by a flying reptile thing, and they were saying we can't make it all the way out there and back on our jetpacks. Yet suddenly on this episode, the jetpacks can just take him anywhere. I've no seen issue about running out of fuel. Things like the Beskar armor. It's like it seems to work really well with some people. Because don't forget now, Moff Gideon's troopers have got the Beskar armor, or I believe they have, the ones that are flying around in the jetpacks. Yeah, it was just things like that. And again, time and the distances didn't make sense. How quickly they're getting about and whatnot. Like, I was quite impressed with the CGI, to be honest. Certain scenes I actually really, paid attention, and cause sometimes you can tell when it's the volume and this and that, and some of the sets look pretty good actually. Yeah, I'll give it that, and I'll also say the hand-to-hand fighting scenes were pretty good, but again, it seems strange. I mean, Moff Gideon, even though he's got that suit on now, and he says that line, I'll handle it myself, something Tannis would say. But then later on goes on to admit that you've killed my clones and they were actually gonna have the power of the Force, the one thing I haven't got. So therefore, really, he's just an aging man in a Beskar suit. And he wouldn't, he got defeated last time. He'd be well out of there. He's not stupid. But yeah, was willing to, and last episode as well, take Dinjarin to the debriefing room. What the hell? And he's got two guards with him that he quickly, takes care of. But one thing that straight away was like, Disney, you bullsed it up again. Why? IG-11 and Grogu just magically turning up. Why? At that point then, I just thought, do you know what, this is silly. it's silly farce. I get why they do certain things because of the diversity of the Star Wars fans. There's the ones that saw the original, which when I was a kid were adults. Me as a kid, I got on into it. Well, I enjoyed it the first time I saw it, but as I got a bit older, I got more into it, and then obviously the prequels come out. And for all their fault, Lucas said he made it for kids. It's not his fault that adults liked it. But you could tell in the original series it was made by adults, and he didn't have the power he did back then. He had other artists and model makers and various people that would come and say, look at this and look at that, and this would be good. And, as we know, like his wife and the editing, um, to do a lot of editing to make it look good. And he was a busy man. He had the vision, he got the money, he got it funded, he got it started. But it was bigger than him, and a lot of the creatures and that they had to design. He might have had ideas, but other people brought them to life. And it was a very adult dominated, how can you say, vision. Whereas this, well, since Disney took over, it's more like appeasing to kids, looking at kids, we want to draw the kids, and forgetting that it's the parents that pay for these things. But they're getting people in these jobs specifically to, like child psychiatrists or what, and there's also more childish people involved with the franchise now. Like, so there were some bits that were like utter, like childish, or if not childish, like a sensible, educated adult who's also a Star Wars fan or science fiction fan. In fact, I think, well, that was just pure daft, or that was just purely as some sort of, I don't know, marketing gimmick, or just some of the things were just laughable. Yeah, whether they intended to be or not. But putting my negativity aside for one moment, I quite enjoyed the fact that the Mandalorians have got together, they're sticking together. Obviously, Moff Gideon has, well played him well, they think that the planet's cursed and this and that and the other. He's actually been down there. Mining for the Beskar. He got his clones, which you saw. Din Djarin pulled the plug on him, like. Yeah, I thought some of the fight scenes were okay. Nice to see him getting on and looking as a cohesive force. I could see many offshoots actually. I think this particular series didn't need to happen. I think if they'd done it much earlier, Din Djarin goes on doing what he does best. I'm gonna police and bounty the outside rims. Bo-Katan Kreese help bring your people back together. The armourer, do what she's gonna do, and She knows the ways, and they're going about Mandalorian's been divided, and it seems like the armour of anyone seems to hold the most respect. Let's see if she can get them all from now on, taking the helmets off or whatever. Which is one thing I thought daft right at the very end. Apollo Creed, or the High Magistrate of Navarro, obviously him, his own little place out in the out somewhere in the countryside, and he's sitting there chilling, like, well, this is nice. And he's still got his bloody hat on, and he's in the middle of nowhere, no one around, apart from Grogu, but Grogu's already seen him, hasn't he, so I don't think that should count. But, yeah. Also at the end, they go into that bar, they see a different, like, stormtrooper and whatever you call them, the ones that used to be on the bikes, and the different pure helmets, and then at the end you see, like, a head of an old IG-11 or 88 bot, and Din Djarin takes it straight away. You know what it's for. He says, "Oh, my buddy's interested in that. Reminds me of somebody." Yeah, pretty obvious now that we were gonna see another IG-11. Didn't call him number 12, IG-11. And the Grogu walking around in that robot was just so annoying. So as a final, well, it's finally over. It's now the last season was much better. Though I do like you could say them going a bit more into Mandalorian lore and the culture, but this doesn't really. It's not what Mando's about. He's a bounty hunter, and and they started playing second fiddle to everybody else. Like I say, they could have spun up a couple of series. Really, I think if they'd done it a couple of years ago and announced it, people would be okay with that. Then, yeah, he's gonna bump into Bo-Katan, the crease at some point. Do a little bit of whatever with her and the Mandalorians and whatnot, and then she's going to get her own show about, reclaiming Mandalore. I think a lot of people would have been down with that. As they seem to be, they said that the expanded universe, they wiped it out straight away, but now they're just going back to it all the time. Like the saying about the Timothy Zahn books, that the heir to the Empire, bringing the throne back, but making it part of Ahsoka's story, whereas originally it was Luke's. I actually thought when I first read them books years ago, apart from getting the other Jedi's name, which I still haven't got a clue what it is, I used to pronounce it Jarab Kebab or something like that, yeah. But then we, finds the katana for I thought that was something you could have brought out years ago. Obviously, the actors get old, some have died, God rest the soul. But yeah, final thoughts. Mandalorian season 3, final episode. It was alright, it was entertaining. A few bits that made me laugh, some made me laugh, perhaps not the reason they wanted it to. There was a bit of daftness in it, like all Disney products seem to be. Some serious sort of plot holes or nonsense. Uh, you know, like I say, Grogu in his IG-11 suit just turned out of nowhere to rescue Mando. That was just, you know, don't like stuff like that. You know, he's daft and it's nonsensical. I've heard this show's had a bad turnout. I can't see mass people turning into the final. But what I am saying is, it was alright as a final. And yeah, there's obviously more stories that can now go forward. Let's just hope that if they do them, that they're any good. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe. Make my day go a long way. Hit that like button, share the video, but I especially like comments. Just let me know what you think, what you'd like to see, or anything you think I've got wrong. Yeah, I don't get many, but I do go out my way to read them, and any criticism I take it as constructive. Thank you very much. But yeah, subscribe, help me out, please, and may the 4 be with you.